Hello all and welcome to Duplicate Success International Monday Night Webinar. Today is Monday, January 8th, 2018. My name is Randy Krebs, Gold Director from Salt Lake City, Utah. I have the distinct honor of introducing the host of tonight's webinar. He is a very well-respected business leader and mentor in this industry. You'll definitely want to have your pen and paper out, sitting up, paying attention, and taking notes as you learn how this industry expert continues to build his business successfully. He has achieved the rank of Emerald Director within our company. He is the co-founder of Duplicate Success International. He's an amazing leader, mentor, and most importantly, I'm very proud to call him my son. Jared, are you on the line?
I am, Dad. Thank you for the great introduction. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, so we have something different and new for today's training, and we are actually going to be simulcasting the Facebook Live video of Dr. Troy Spurill being interviewed by top Emerald Director Brian Bulkey. Dr. Troy has been with USANA for 20 years, and he is one of the most well-respected doctors in the wellness industry. He has given USANA to thousands of patients. And on this live video we're going to watch for the first 30 minutes, he's going to be interviewed live by Brian Bulkey. And when this interview is over, we're going to come back to this webinar and we'll do the announcements, we'll do the contest, we'll talk about everything going on in the team. This was just a huge opportunity that came up. So get ready as we watch Dr. Troy Spurill live at the Challenge You page. It is live right now, so let's go right to the video. Here it is. Tell me if you can hear it okay.
If it becomes dysfunctional.
Yeah, looks good. Sounds good.
Really dig into your healthy lifestyle. You can start to measure and push off and prevent disease. And so we've got a lot of success with degenerative diseases as far as fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, even autoimmune. So we'll be talking a lot about that when I come down to Texas. And more importantly, one of the reasons why I travel around the country is I like to really teach about healthy lifestyle and how our body gives us clues, all kinds of clues. We work right now with really assessing the body. We treat patients, we look at them for a couple hours, and we're assessing all kinds of different muscle function, all kinds of different brain function. How's the brain communicating with the body? Is it equal from left to right, front to back, that type of thing. So we're going to show you how a healthy lifestyle, what it looks like, number one. I'm going to hopefully bring some awareness of what's not quite working. For example, one of the things I'll be talking about is why people gain weight, but more importantly, where they gain the weight. Not a lot of people know that if you gain the weight in your midsection, that's a very particular type of hormonal imbalance compared to if you gain the weight on your side, or if you gain it in your thighs, or back in the calves, or on front of the knees. So we'll be going through all of the different research as far as why people gain weight in different areas, and more importantly, what you can do about it. We'll also be showing people a little bit more about why they feel the way they do. My next book, which is going to be coming out later this year, I'll be talking a lot about the sleep disorders that we have. A lot of people don't know they have that, and how they're impacting our health as well. So we'll talk a little bit about healthy lifestyle, but more importantly, we're going to give you ways to measure it yourself, because that's what functional medicine is all about. It's about true prevention of disease by staying as healthy as possible, but recognizing it before it becomes an issue. And I'll kind of share it here with a bit of a football analogy. I'm a football guy. I grew up playing rugby and football and then hockey.
We had a night to do this call on, didn't we?
Yes, yeah, heck of a night, right? Yeah, there's no national anything going on right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I had a patient come in once, and his wife was the patient, and this gentleman was sitting in the room, and she just wanted him to be healthy, and she kept asking questions, knowing that the answers were more for the husband than they were for her. You know how that happens sometimes. And so she was very healthy. She was doing yoga, she ate well, she had good weight, and she'd come in. She was a regular when it came to doing a lot of our preventative programs. And I can tell he was not too happy. He was sitting in the corner, and this is nothing against my my friends who are Packer fans, but I'm a Vikings fan, and this guy happened to be a Packer fan. And this is not typical for Packer fans, but he was quite overweight. Well, it might be typical for some Packer fans, but he was quite overweight. And he sat there and he literally said, you know, my wife is always doing these things, going to the gym, spending all this money, and she's always got these little aches and or complaints. And what I said to him was, your wife is very healthy. When something goes off, she can tell right away, and then she addresses it. That's very different. This gentleman just didn't have awareness about what was going on with his body. And I didn't say this, but if I had asked him to sprint across the parking lot and come back, we would have had awareness of what wasn't working in his body as well, because he wouldn't have been able to do it. And the story goes that he basically passed away of a heart attack a couple months later. And his story was one where his exercise was getting up off the couch, going to get a beer, and coming back. And he sat in that room and said, I have no problems, I have no complaints. Well, when his wife would do yoga, she would find that something wasn't quite right and address it and take care of it. And that led to some dietary changes and led to just being healthy. So by pushing the body in good, healthy, appropriate ways, we can start to identify where these breakdowns are. And he just didn't have good awareness. So I'm going to show you some things. One of them is the first time I've ever taught it on the road. So you guys down in San Antonio are going to be the first ones to get this. I'm going to teach you some things that I guarantee you will be eye-openers as to whether or not you're healthy in very, very particular areas of the body. And for whatever reason, it's on my heart right now. I just want to talk about the chemistry of the body, the pH, the alkalinity, and how we have to be healthy in that realm and in that world. And I'll show you a way to measure it at home, because that's one of the hardest things too, is that, you know, healthcare can become expensive. And so to be able to do these things at home and have something you can repeat, I think that'll be very, very valuable.
So being the CEO of Synapse, I've heard you talk about this company for a while. I know you've got a pretty big goal for this. You've got ideas and visions for this company to do a lot of big things, not just in the country, but around the world.
Yes.
This idea of functional medicine and taking a holistic approach hasn't always been very widely accepted.
No.
But you've been doing this for a while. Why'd you get into it? Like, what was like the trigger for you years back that caused you to go this route versus traditional medicine?
Well, results. So I had started my career in traditional medicine and was planning to. Oh wait, we just got an update on the game. It's 3-0 Georgia. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that. Yeah, I had a problem with my own health, I started off my career in traditional medicine, and I was an athlete. I was into sports, and when I got into medicine, I realized there was no real health classes, not any that served me, and I wasn't feeling it. So basically, I took a year off. I changed my major many times. So for those of you who are parents to kids who change their majors, just cut them some slack, give them some grace, and help support them along the way, because I was one of those kids. But I was just trying to find my home. I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare world, but medical school wasn't quite a fit. So I ended up going to chiropractic school. There was more health-related classes. I could do what I wanted. And then while I was in school, I actually lost my health. I wrote a book about this years ago, but I was diagnosed with a mitochondrial myopathy, a muscle wasting disease. And the long and short of it is, it was a 2-year journey, but the short story is that I was told I'd be in a wheelchair the rest of my life. And I realized it was my lifestyle that helped set this up. It was, I'm very proud of the fact that I worked very hard going to school. I went to college. I worked full-time in the evening. I was a hard worker. I did a lot of things right, but I didn't sleep, and I didn't feed myself all that well. I went with the cheapest food available, fast food. I worked at a restaurant, so whatever was left over, the scraps that no one else would eat, that was my supper. So awesome. Yep. Yeah. And that's what I fed myself. And I also fed myself mentally, saying, with thoughts, not constantly, but a lot of, you're not good enough conversations, where that also led to some detrimental health consequences. So I really, once I got that diagnosis, that's when I switched gears, and healthy lifestyle became more of just getting my health back. And at its very worst, I couldn't lift a glass of water with my arms. I had lost the use of my arms, and I obviously got those back, and I'm doing quite well. And I'm still playing right now. Last week or last month, I was the only one not injured in our football league. So, and I'm the old guy. I'm twice the age of everyone else. But
Wow.
so I've gotten my life back because of really focusing on healthy lifestyle. And so the clinic was born from that. And I tell you what, Brian, I was blessed to be in a class. It was the very first class for functional medicine 23 years ago, that was being taught. And Dr. Jeffrey Bland is the doctor who started that. And he couldn't find an audience, really. And he was a very brilliant doctor. And he came out to Minnesota and started teaching it to these chiropractic doctors and students. And that's where it started a lot for us. And so we just kind of took that, and that was my foundation for health. Once I found that, everything just kind of blossomed from there. And now at Synapse, we have a mission statement. It's a very large mission, but it's become a worldwide agent of change in the fields of healthcare and human potential. So I work my butt off all the time, helping people become the best of who they can be right now. And we have a saying at Synapse: we don't let age be your cage. I first heard that at a USANA event, and you'll be surprised what people are capable of. We have 83-year-old patients who are riding in the Tour de France. We have patients in their 60s running marathons successfully, and doing all kinds of things that they really didn't know they were capable of doing. So it's really, and you don't have to do anything totally miraculous like that. If you're 65 years old and you can actually just play with your grandkids, I mean, that's what we're talking about too. We're talking about being able to hike and do the stuff that you want to do when you're in your 20s and your 30s, and maybe you have time to do it now in your 50s and 60s. So it's just about being the best of who you can be. And we're taking functional medicine and we're carving a niche into the new healthcare system. And so we're looking at creating a new healthcare model. So for me, it's more than just getting my health back. It's about teaching others, including a lot of the doctors, how to use functional medicine in a clinical setting, because there's not a lot of functional medicine clinics around the country, but there's some really good things happening. The Cleveland Clinic has just opened up a new sector for functional medicine, and it's the busiest part of Cleveland Clinic right now. So Synapse is a part of that journey, and I'm fortunate enough to be spearheading that from our end. And as you know, I love to travel around the country talking about healthy lifestyle, learning from the people, talking to the people, but also educating them on how to take this information and apply it at home. Because once you get education on your side as far as truly being healthy, you'll realize what little things are sneaking into your life that are actually causing detrimental health challenges that you weren't aware of. And these are the things that sneak up on us that later become the problems that we look back and say, now, how did this happen? So we're hoping to preemptively answer the question, how did this happen for you?
Well, I'll tell you, that's, you call it a niche, but it's really very much an uphill battle, it seems like today. A lot of your patients, I'm sure, a lot of family and friends, colleagues, people that I run into on a daily basis, this is an uphill battle. I think a big reason why from our side, I'm not a physician, but from our side is it's not commonplace to talk about being able to quote unquote heal yourself or take care of your own health. It almost seems like you have to go see a doctor first, which rightfully so. The modern medicine has saved hundreds of millions of lives, and they do phenomenal things. But this niche, this uphill niche that you've been battling, what's interesting that I have found is it's not until people really need their health, when health becomes their number one earthly concern, that they start looking for that education. They really start diving into that. And what we're now starting to see more and more is people like me that haven't lost my health yet start to focus before we do, because we've experienced other family members that have gone through that journey. We recognize we don't want to go that route. So you being at kind of the helm of that as the educator for people like us is a really valuable tool for people like me. And a lot of people, as you see, we got 50 live watchers, which I'm surprised. Jackal said it's the lowest live viewing call of all because of the national championship. And I think we've got one of the highest live viewing calls so far we've done here recently. So, but I think this is so needed in not just the United States, but our world today, is that uphill battle that we're fighting There's so many people that don't understand that they can really make an impact on long-term health with some of this major new science, new education. This isn't pokey stuff. This is real, legitimate, documented scientific evidence. Things that you guys have been doing in many positions and organizations around the country and the world have been doing for many decades now. So you mentioned USANA. You talked about attending a USANA event and having one of those statements come into your life. When USANA came into your life, right, doing what you've been doing, obviously you probably are on a little bit more of this side of being open-minded when it comes to nutritional supplements, keeping healthier lifestyle because of the course of practice that you went into. But I'm sure also because of that, you had a ton of different opportunities and products and organizations that were trying to get you involved and do other things. Talk real fast about why USANA. Why did Synapse and Dr. Troy choose this company? How did it come into your life, and what stood out to you?
Well, funny enough, I actually was not pro supplements when I started. So I really thought that diet and exercise was enough. And so as I got into the blood chemistry and a little bit more into just working with patients, I started realizing how much of a need it was. And so before I start with the company, you have to really trust the company. And there's a few companies that I've worked with over the years that I trust, but USANA was one where I started taking the product myself, started working with them, and I was doing what's called biocellular analysis at that time. Blood, urine, and saliva, and just checking a lot of the chemistries of patients and seeing some really significant changes when I used the product. So it really was born out of personal use for myself, and it was a part of my health journey. I wrote a book about it years ago now, but also with my patients. So it was based off results. So it became a very trusted partner. And when I started to dive into who is this company, USANA, I realized how elite they were in a lot of ways, because when it came to working with professional athletes and Olympic athletes, USANA has a guarantee, an Olympic athlete guarantee, that no other company has to date, where they'll pay $1 million for any banned substance. It's because of their quality. So when you dive into everything behind what USANA is, how they make their product, the amount of dedication they have to getting purity of product, that really helps us as practitioners in referring and recommending certain products to different people. So it was very important for me to just have a company I can trust. And I mean, when I'm in San Antonio, I'll go into depth and detail about what I found. And when I toured the facility, it was absolutely incredible what I was seeing. I mean, they don't even allow contamination in the air for when they're boxing the material up. And so they vacuum seal the supplements up to a separate area so that they can keep the air quality FDA grade and or pharmaceutical grade. So it was that level of quality. I know that it was important, because I was working with some very elite athletes at the time as well, and they had to have pure supplements. They couldn't take supplements because they were told by the people that if there's a banned substance, you lose your medal. And so they're not going to jeopardize that. So a lot of these athletes would train and then not support their body with extra antioxidants, and we'd get them on the right diets, but it was very important to supplement them as well. So for me, it was from personal experience, my personal health journey, and help. It was a big tool in the toolbox to help get it back. And it was also just a very reputable company. So they've always been a part of our journey, and they will, just as long as they keep up the integrity, which
That's right.
I'm pretty sure they will.
25 years later, they're still going strong. I don't think they're going to change.
Yeah.
So tonight obviously is a little sneak peek. You will be here in San Antonio next Saturday, January 20th. So for those of you that are watching, even as a replay, Dr. Troy will be here. We have rented out the Holiday Inn Airport conference center there. Right now the tickets are available at USANASA.com. They're $15 prepaid, $20 at the door. They got prepaid online as through the 14th. But again, USANASA.com. So when you come down next Saturday, You mentioned a little bit about what you were going to kind of give us a little treat on that you have yet to really kind of talk about publicly in a stage like you are here in San Antonio. Do you want to go into any more detail on that for a little teaser for anybody, or did you already give us enough?
No, I'll tell you a little bit more. I'm gonna give you a test, a way to measure healthy lifestyle. So it's going to be something you can do at home, and it's going to tell you two things. It's going to tell you whether or not stress is impacting your current life and your stress response, and how well you're reacting to it, as well as whether or not you are you have enough reserves to handle a significant stressor like a virus, or like a bad cold, or an accident, or God forbid, a divorce, or something emotionally stressful. You can actually, we're going to do a quick test. It literally takes 7-10 minutes, and you do it at home. It deals with your own chemistry. So I'm going to show you how to do this, and you'll get a good sense. And once you get an idea of how to measure this, it'll be very, very eye-opening for some people, because a lot of people will consider themselves healthy, but when you realize you are one step away from a stressful event causing a severe health trauma, because that's all that happened to me. I literally woke up and my arms didn't, and that's how it all started. It happened so slowly. So to get that heads up well in advance, if I tell you that you're doing great, versus here's one test showing that you are one step away from having a significant problem, I think people, if they know that about themselves, it'll help increase the motivation to put that donut down, or whatever it is that they need to do to get back on track. So it'll be the first time I show people how to do this, and it'll be something that people will be able to take with them and really use in a functional way to help them measure whether or not they're in a healthy lifestyle, and if they need help or support doing it.
Well, I'm already intrigued. I know you wanted to save that to intrigue everybody on the call. I think you did a great job with that. 7 to 10 minute test at home. I'm interested. I almost want to tell you to tell me how to do it right now, but I'm really we're getting a little bit close to the end of the call, and I want to respect your time, but couple last questions. I'm going to give you a chance to just give everybody a tip or a piece of advice for anybody that maybe won't be able to come see you on Saturday here in San Antonio, because there's a lot of people all around the country that are watching this evening or watch on replay. But you're coming here. You've been involved with USANA now for how long?
This will be 18th year that I've used, going into 18th year, I've used the products.
Wow. Which says a lot. Says a whole
Yes,
lot.
Absolutely.
Yes, being with the company for 18 years and incorporating that into your practice and helping patients out with that. You've created a pretty substantial 6-figure income on a little part-time basis, incorporating this into your practice and helping other people. So bringing USANA into your life, into your practice, into your patients, coming down here to San Antonio, a lot of the people that are going to be here are going to be USANA product users, as well as having family members that maybe don't know what USANA is, or maybe they've heard of USANA, they've categorized it as just another supplement company. Why do I need to go hear this physician talk to me? What else are you going to share about that would be relevant for someone who maybe has never heard of this? This might be new information. I've seen you speak a few times, and every time I walk away just with my eyes bugged out. You really messed me up that one time in Salt Lake City.
The dancing lady, right? I remember.
Give us a little bit more of a sneak peek too on some other of your topics you're going to be sharing with us that day.
Yeah, we'll do. First of all, I love doing these live calls. This is great. So far I've seen someone say Dr. Parham was at that very first functional medicine talk as well. He was there, so it was great seeing him online here. That was awesome. And then someone, Kyle, just blurted out basal ganglia. So basal ganglia is my favorite area of the brain, and I've spoken around the country. And I always tell people, if you ever see me, make sure you yell out basal ganglia if we're walking down the street or anything. And I've literally been walking downtown New York and heard basal ganglia being shouted from across the street. So I absolutely love this.
That's great.
That is awesome. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be. I think the real highlights are going to be just how to first of all recognize what is a healthy lifestyle and where you can work on yourself. Because I truly believe if we continually work on ourselves, then we have more to offer to other people. And healthy people do good things. And so I'm basically helping. I want people to become the best person of who they are, and that includes just raising their spirits, helping them be a light, show them light, put them in the right direction to be a beacon for other people. And for some people, they become entrepreneurs, but we're not even talking about that. We're talking about spiritpreneurs. We're talking about people who feel good and do good and help others and become servant leaders in their life. And there is a method to that madness. If you increase your awareness in your life on all of those levels, you can start to work on yourself. If I say that
we'll get the door again.
Wrong, and if you do these three things and improve that, you're going to see huge dividends in your health, in your lifestyle, how you feel helping other people. And to make it simple like that, it's more doable, more achievable. And so that's really what we're going to be focusing on, giving you a few tools that really help to zero in on what people can work on for themselves to be better people, basically, the better version of themselves. And for those people that are doing really well, then it gets a little harder, but you just have to zero in and find more things. So people who are already healthy, use a microscope to look a little deeper. You just need to look in a little bit more, and so we'll show you how to do that for yourself and start to identify areas to work on. And as soon as I find the perfect person, the one person who has no flaws, imperfections, or anything, that I'll let you know.
I've met one time, but
You did?
Yeah, I met him once. His name's Spurill. You'll meet him when he comes down here.
Great.
So I want to ask one last technical question before I let you do your tip. And if you don't want to go into too much detail, you don't have to. But you brought up, I know that like your major issue you dealt with personally had to do with your mitochondrial renewal issue. And one of the big breakthroughs that USANA has discovered here recently and has incorporated a lot into their science is the focus on mitochondrial renewal. Can you just real quickly, for those people that are watching that are probably a little bit more scientific savvy, can you talk real fast about why that is so important and what is the whole science behind mitochondrial renewal?
Well, the mitochondria are very important. They're the powerhouses of our cells. And so every cell in your body has a mitochondria. And so all of our energy comes from that. Now, the problem is mitochondria can become very, very damaged when your environment becomes toxic. So think of it like a manufacturing facility that produces energy. Well, there's a lot of toxins and a lot of exposure to garbage in the cell environment. It doesn't work as well. So we start to see that cell decline in function. If it's a brain cell, that area of the brain starts to decline. If it's a heart cell, the heart does. If it's a pancreas cell, it might be more related to insulin. So it's important to keep our mitochondria healthy. And one of the things that USANA has done with their newer releases is develop a strategy to naturally release or triggers, a better word, a response in the cell for that cell to clean itself up, improve the environment so the mitochondria start to actually improve and function. And when you start doing that, all of a sudden your cells start behaving better. And when one cell behaves better, that's great. But when 1,000 cells start behaving better, that's even better. And then 10,000, and we have 1 trillion cells. So it's all about getting that environment. And the reality is when you take that mitochondria and it starts working, it's going to start cleaning you up from the inside out. And so it's more than just energy. It's whatever function that cell brings. So we just see, again, that human potential start to increase. And for people who struggle with mitochondrial problems, it's life-altering. You basically, some people can't get out of bed. Some people end up with mitochondrial myopathies like I did. And I want to say this, especially for the guys out there, you can tell that you have a potential mitochondrial myopathy if you have problems with what's called lipomas. If you've got these little fatty tumors that are in your body, that is already a sign that you have problems with mitochondria, or at least using a lot of your sugar and oxygen for energy. So that's a little sign your body gives you. When I was going through my challenges, I started developing these lipomas all over my body, and I had over 22 of them just on my arms. And so there's a lot of clues that the body gives us, but by cleaning up the environment, and USANA is one of the tools that we're using for that, it really helps to actually get the full function back. And you will be shocked when we go through some of that at the event, just how far ahead they are in that technology. That in particular, they're years ahead of a lot of other groups when it comes to just the restoring of mitochondria. I wish they had this 25 years ago, to be honest. It would have saved me about 3 years of recovery.
Wow. Wow. Well, there's a lot of people. That's why you're doing what you're doing, though.
Yeah, that's very true.
A lot of people that are in that now.
Yeah. I'd probably just be watching a football game or something right now instead of being on a call like this.
That's true. That's in a wheelchair, though. So.
In a wheelchair, that's right. I'll take this.
Yeah, any day of the week. Okay, so for those y'all watching again, Dr. Troy is going to be here. Dr. Troy Spurill is going to be here next Saturday, January 20th, at the Holiday Inn Airport in San Antonio, Texas, from 9:30 to 1:30, covering a lot of this information. Tickets are available right now at USANASA.com. It's completely open to the public. You're more welcome to show up and be there. Dr. Troy, thank you first of all for your time. I'm going to give you one last chance just for any tip for everybody watching, straight from Dr. Troy Spurill. What's something that everybody needs to know? What do you want to feed them?
Right now, I'm going to say just because it's something really important to me right now is just focusing on sleep. It's not do you get enough sleep, it's the quality of sleep. And everyone should remember their dreams. Everyone should wake up feeling refreshed. And if you don't, there's a sleep disorder. And right now, there's over 100 different sleep disorders that Stanford University has identified. And because of insurance only covering a handful, sleep apnea and insomnia being the two most, we don't know about the other 95 sleep disorders. So make sure that you focus on getting good sleep. It's meant to restore us, restore that innate ability to heal. And so sleeping is one of the biggest problems we have in the United States. And I want to say this, when you take a sleep med like Ambien, you're not getting into deep sleep. And so there are a lot of factors that go with that. You should wake up feeling restored. Remember that word, restored. So it's important not just to be asleep, it's the quality of the sleep. So that's the one I'd love for people to focus on, because there's nothing that speeds up the healing of the body more so than sleep, good sleep.
Wow, that's great. Looking forward to hearing more about that next Saturday, too. I still see a lot of people chiming in for the first time. Dr. Troy just taught us how to fix ourselves completely. So if you missed it, you can watch the replay. That's it. It's all over.
Yeah.
We're done. More from next Saturday and hear him speak live here in San Antonio. So Dr. Troy, thank you, sir, for your time. I know it's valuable. Can't wait to have you down here next Saturday, and look forward to spending time with you.
Yes, you bet. Can't wait for it. Can't wait for the heat.
That's right. Okay, we'll see you then.
Okay, guys. That was an awesome webinar. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you fine.
All right. So to finish our webinar, and I definitely want to visit with you about this webinar. I want to know what you liked from what you heard from Dr. Troy. And I want to recap that Dr. Troy himself is going to visit San Antonio in 2 Saturdays. That's Saturday, January 20th. It's going to be from 9:30 to 1:30, 9:30 in the morning to 1:30 in the afternoon. And it's an event that's open to guests. It's only $15 per ticket, which is nothing compared to what you're going to learn. It will impact your entire future being at this event. When Dr. Troy came to San Antonio last year, it was such an impactful event. We had so many people there that it upgraded their commitment to their products, that enrolled as associates because they were there, people who became clients for life. And it's because the information is real, it's valid, and it really works. So I encourage you to, if you're in the San Antonio area, to make sure that you're there on Saturday morning, and you can go get your tickets now at USANASA.com. Again, that's USANASA.com. All right, so to continue on with our webinar, we just want to do some announcements and remind you of our daily method of operation. If you do these 3 things, you're going to be successful. That's your 222 for the day, 2 new presentation videos, 2 follow-ups with prospects on the fence, and 2 calls to existing clients or team members. 15 minutes of personal development each day, and do 1 event per week, a home event or a local mixer, or local event or a home mixer. These are the keys to success. There's 10 things to expect when you start your business. There's going to be ups and downs. Success or failure is up to you. It's not up to your upline. It's not up to anybody but you. If you succeed, it's going to be because of you, and fail because of you. So you are the difference. Number 3, the goal is for you to become independent of your upline, for you to be that leader for your team. Number 4, plan, do, review. You make a plan each week. You do it, and then you review, and then you adjust. Plan, do, review, adjust. Need to add that last word in there. Number 5, it's going to take time. It's going to take a year to become competent. It's going to take 3 years to create a significant part-time income. It's going to take 5 years to become a significant earner, and it's going to take 7 years to become world-class. And that is just what happens. That's just normal. And number 6, it takes consistent work and hustle. Number 7, you're going to have to grow and get outside of your comfort zone. Number 8, improve your skills, constantly improving. Number 9, focus. And number 10, mental toughness. Team recognition, we want to give some big welcome to the new clients that just started with us in the last week or 2 weeks, actually. Welcome, Brandy Frederick, new client introduced by Renee and Megan Martinez. Great job, Renee and Megan, and welcome, Brandy. Welcome, Noelia Corvier, new client introduced by Denise Garcia. Or, I'm sorry, is it Noella? Noelia, I think it's Noelia. Welcome, Noelia, and great job, Denise. Also, welcome, Robert Sanchez, new client introduced by Denise Garcia. Fantastic job, Denise. Welcome, Robert. Also, special recognition goes to myself and my wife, Crystal. Thank you, Dad, for making this slide. We're number 19 top emeralds in the U.S. Thank you, Team DSI, for all your commitment, everything that you do to build your business. We couldn't be here without you. We appreciate and love you. Also, a big congratulations to Denise Garcia, number 19 top client enroll in the United States market last week. Phenomenal job, Denise. And Randy and Viola Krebs, number 19, also in the United States market. Great job, Mom and Dad. Super proud of you. Special announcements. This is the last week of the Be Healthy kits. They're available at 20% off. You get a reset, a month supply of the health pack, 3 different bags of shakes, 2 boxes of probiotics, and a blender bottle. And it is awesome, awesome products. Oh my gosh. And you get 20% off. So it's $303. That's after the discount. Also, there's the transform phase, which basically $75 more. You get a bunch more shakes. And it's still a great, great deal. So that's available until this Friday. Please let your clients know and let your associates know. Also, there's a future leader incentive right now, and all you have to do is basically grow your business by about $100 to $300 a week, and sponsor 2 associates, and you can win this basically an all expense paid event to the national celebrations coming up in the second quarter. We also have our Challenge You to DMO contest going on right now, and it is very tight. I'm super proud of everyone who's playing. Denise Garcia, Sally Passain, Phyllis Walker, top 3, very close behind Jared Harris, Lillian Galdiano, Mike Baez, Carlos Gomez, Clayton Hale, Ralph Baez, Adriana Perez, Cesar Passain, and Jody Siegmiller. Honestly, any of you could make a huge jolt and win this contest in the next 2 weeks. You get points by making also a video of your binder if you have not done that already. And you also get points by registering for Challenge U. So you get 7 points for registering for Challenge U. Definitely worth it to win this and be one of the top. And what is the prizes? Well, just to make it fast, it's $200 for first place. Second place is $125. Third place is $75, which helps subsidize a little bit of the event cost. But wait, there's more. First place gets Ice Cold Rev 3 for the entire event and lunch paid for both days. Second place gets Ice Cold Rev for the entire event and lunch paid for just on Friday. And third place gets Ice Cold Rev the entire event. But wait, there's even more. The top 10 people, or I'm sorry, the top 9 people get coaching from these top, basically gold and above top earners. So it really, really pays to be involved and to play this contest. Could you imagine getting mentored by 5-star diamond Brian Penrod, or 5-star diamond Monica Penrod, or 1-star diamond Matt Ryan, diamond director Elisa Grazi? I mean, any of these people. I mean, they're all amazing. Ruby director Bang Jung, Andre Gordon, emerald director, executive gold Angela Gray, emerald director Brian Bulkey, emerald director Melanie Etheridge. It's going to be awesome. Cannot wait for the winners to have this experience. Are you up for the challenge? Lastly, when you enroll people, please make sure you add them to the USANA clients page and add them to the Team DSI page as well. Want to make people feel special and important. Thank you for commenting. You all do such an amazing job commenting. And then we have the Dr. Ladd page as well. If you want to have interaction with a doctor who's using USANA with patients and helping people all over the world, it's $199 a year. But if you use the Team DSI coupon code, you save $70. So definitely very high value for you to do the drladdvip.com site. And then lastly, we have a prayer request. Please pray for my mom, Viola, who's going into surgery this Thursday, January 11th. She is going to be completing, well, she's going to be officially halfway through her treatments for ovarian cancer. She's been doing phenomenal through the first 3 months of treatments. She's had 4 chemos, and this will be basically where they remove any of the residual cancer tumors or any of the little stuff in her abdomen, and then she'll have a few more chemos after that. But we are requesting that you send out positive love and light. We're requesting that you think of my mom in 110% optimal health, and you just send her lots of love and light and prayers and positive energy as she goes through this. You can start sending it right now. I know many of you have been, but please focus on Thursday for her surgery. Lastly, we have Challenge U coming up. Challenge U is in Salt Lake City in January 25th through the 27th, and in San Antonio, February 8th through the 10th. And this event is so impactful. You get to learn from the top earners in the entire United States market. And the other thing that is so cool about this event is that if you buy your ticket, you actually get a free convention pass. And that's a $300 value. So really, you get, it's almost like a 2-for-1. So tonight is the last night for you to get the $129 price for Challenge U in Salt Lake City. You have 2 weeks to get your ticket for San Antonio. January 22nd is the last day to get your ticket for the San Antonio market. So please focus on getting your event pass. If you're in the Utah market, please get it by tonight. If you're in San Antonio, obviously you have a couple more weeks. But you're going to get a free convention pass when you get your Challenge U pass as well. So it's amazing. Oh, by the way, you have to show up. You have to be there live. You can't just buy your pass and not go to the event. So that's just something that I want you guys to remember. You can't just buy your ticket. You have to be there. Also, save the date, ladies. Sweet Retreat, February 1st through the 3rd. Contact my wife, Crystal Krebs, or Megan Martinez, and they will get you more information. It's going to be an amazing event in Costa Mesa, California. Also, pre-registration for the U.S. National event is already available, and there's events happening all over the United States in Washington, D.C., San Antonio, Long Beach, Flushing, New York, and Chicago, Illinois. So make sure you're at one of these national celebrations that are going to be throughout the United States markets. And International Convention, again, this is the most important event of the year, and guess what? It's a free ticket if you buy your Challenge U. Imagine buying your Challenge U ticket and not having to spend that $279 for an extra ticket in July. That's a huge, huge deal. So I hope you take advantage of that because International Convention is the most important event of the year. All the top leaders from all over the world are there. It is amazing. And then, guys, the last event of 2018 is GoPro, December 4th through the 6th. This event is what took my business to the next level. This is the one that you get to basically be around all the top earners in all the different companies and literally learning from people who are making 6 figures a month. And it helped me so much to be there last year. Super grateful to everybody that went. And this event is unique because it's actually on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's in Las Vegas, but it's in the middle of the week. So it's a little bit different of an event, and it's going to be really, really cool. That's Eric Worre, Mr. GoPro himself. Texas Associates. Challenge U. This is not just to Texas associates. This is for Utah associates as well. Remember, you buy your Challenge U pass, and you get to have a free convention ticket. So obviously, this is a no-brainer. Definitely get registered, and you will get your convention ticket by being present at either of the Challenge U's. And Phyllis says, I heard you can't transfer the ticket you get at Challenge U, but you can transfer the one that you buy. That's right. So if you already bought a ticket, you could potentially transfer that ticket and sell it off. But the one that you get for Challenge U, you cannot transfer or sell that ticket. So, or you could just take another person to convention, either way. Thank you, Phyllis. And Utah associates, there's, of course, Challenge U. This is it, guys, January 25th through the 27th. It's going to be amazing. Tonight is your last night to get the tickets, so please make sure that you get them. Oh, I like this. Every Challenge U attendee will receive a free 2018 International Convention ticket. I think, have we said that yet on the webinar? Just kidding. And then Health and Freedom is also going to be on Thursday, January 25th, so that's a chance for you to bring guests to learn about USANA. And this is the last slide. This is the bins that I keep in the trunk of my car. I always have extra GoPro books, GoPro audios, USANA newspapers, because I want to be ready to help that next person. So I want to encourage you to be that professional, be the person who has the technology, that has a good computer, has a good phone, and use technology to get your business out there, and don't rely on your upline for those things. So, all right, well, I'm super proud of you. This was a great webinar. Thank you for attending. And we're going to, I just want to chat with some people and hear what their highlights were, since we have a couple more minutes. Let's go open the lines. Does anyone have anything they want to say? Any highlights, any questions? If not, I might just call on some random people here. Let's go to Clayton Hale. Dad, can you unmute Clayton? What was the highlight for you on the webinar tonight, Clayton?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, I was about 15 minutes late just because of work and all, but from what I understood, and it was really intriguing, was that they had I love the direction that they're going. I kind of have that philosophy and or drive in my own mentality to take USANA to a whole nother level, nutritionally speaking. And obviously, as they say, it's all about helping other people, because it all comes back to you in one way, one form or another. And but I love the way that they intricately put that he, the doctor, has put it together with his practice. And so that's just meticulous. That's a great thing. That's kind of not that I'm going to be a doctor, but I could be a part of something like that, and that'd be something to be really proud of. Especially to get people to their maximum health. And the information he shared, nutritionally, I like the whatever the ganglia he was talking about.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, so that information is really important to know.
100%. Well, thank you, Clay. Super excited, man, for all your growth, and congratulations on enrolling a new associate. She was actually on. She was actually on the webinar for a few minutes.
Great. I was going to text her and touch base with her. I just didn't get a chance to.
Awesome, brother.
All right.
Let's go to, I just got asked to start my video, so I guess I'm starting my video. Hey, guys. I'll turn on a light here so you can see me a little bit better. Let's go to Sally Passain. Sally, what was the highlight for you on the webinar?
I'm not familiar with Dr. Troy, but I think I heard him at the international convention, didn't I? He looked kind of familiar to me.
I don't actually. Maybe he spoke. I don't know. I wasn't everywhere, so he could have spoken.
So I don't know anything about functional medicine. It was very intriguing.
Yes,
and I'd like to know more. So that was kind of my highlight. I couldn't hear him very good for some reason.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, you know what? I think maybe next time we do a joint webinar, we might just send everybody to that Challenge U page, because, we had a few people comment they couldn't hear very well. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a trial and error situation there, but thank you for your patience.
Yeah, no. It was, I mean, I kind of had my ear bent there, but that functional medicine, I really liked what he was saying, that there's little telltale signs about what's going on with you. It's just knowing how to read them and looking for them. And I really like that, but I'd love to know more about it. So I'll have to look up some of his books.
Yes, absolutely. He's amazing. Thank you, Sally.
Uh-huh.
And congratulations on being so high in the contest.
Well, I got to be high. I'm working on that.
Fantastic. All right. Let's go to Lillian Galdiano. Lillian, what were the highlights for you? Dad, can you unmute Lillian?
I did catch the part where he talked about sleep, the benefits of sleep, and how your body heals and how important sleep is.
100%.
Yeah, so I did enjoy that part.
That's such a good point. It makes me want to go to sleep right now.
I'm right behind you. That's where I'm going.
Awesome. Thank you, Lillian. And hey, great job on having a guest on tonight.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes. All right. So I just got a text from my dad saying that they need to wrap up the webinar because they're actually at my sister's house and my mom needs to get home. So we're going to end the webinar before I get a chance to visit with everyone tonight, just to help my dad get off and get my mom home. But thank you all for being on. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I'm super excited for 2018. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep blessing new people. We're going to keep at it, and we're going to do it together. I'm super proud and honored to be working with you. So let's go ahead and unmute the lines, and everyone say good night and God bless.
Good night.
Good night and God bless.
God bless.
Good night.
Good night, God bless.
Love you, Viola.
Love you, Viola.
Love you, Mom.
Love you, Viola.
A lot of love to Viola. Love y'all.
Love you too, Randy.
You too, Randy.